reckon we're up.
Can you see it on your other phone?
Oh yeah. All the stats are here. So we're live on YouTube and on Facebook. So
Sweet.
beautiful. Let's kick it off. So I'll chop it up later for the other ones as well.
Yeah, because we're gonna put this straight onto YouTube and Riverside. Yeah.
Yeah. It's actually streaming live to YouTube as well, so it should go straight up.
Oh, okay, sick, awesome. All right, I'm ready when you boys are.
Easy done. I'm just going to chuck on the socials that we're live now. We have got one viewer. Hello to whoever may be watching at the moment. 2 viewers.
Hello, viewers.
Here we go.
First time doing this live camcording video like this. It's a bit different.
It is going to be a bit different. Not,
Yeah.
Can't sort of go on a little rants like we normally do, but
No. Well, we've been told what we can and can't say, so remember 4 keywords and we'll be right. No editing this week.
right.
Nah, that's it.
Yeah. It's off the cuff.
All right. Let's roll. Hello, everyone. Very big welcome to you here for our very first Facebook Live video. Something a little bit different for us that we haven't done before. So just stick with us if we're a little bit rusty or a bit shaky behind the live audience. Thank you very much for joining us. Of course, we're going to be going through the big qualifying final teams for the Crows and the Pies tomorrow night, which should drop in about 7 or 8 minutes or so. Not just me here this evening. I'm joined by Dill. Dill, mate, how are you?
Good, mate. Good. I'm starting to get pretty nervous coming into it. It's been a big build up, obviously, and there's been a lot of things going on in between. So I'm raring to go. I'll tell you that much. The work tomorrow is going to be a long day. It's going to be a very long day.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. The tactical taking off of work tomorrow was a good call from me, I reckon. That was very well thought out, a long way in the past. Matt, of course, how are you, mate?
Yeah, very good. Very different kind of setup here, so looking forward to it.
Absolutely, should be good. So we'll crack straight in. What are we expecting from the teams tonight? I mean, we got some news earlier today that Max will definitely be playing and Peds is very likely to be playing as well. Who do we see coming out for him? I mean, for me, I think it's probably a Hugh Bond type, and probably Sid looks to be the obvious choice as well. I don't think he was at the captain's run today as well. So they're probably the two, but what do you boys think?
Yeah, I think Pedler is probably most likely to come in. Obviously, Max has been named during the week, so I dare say Hugh Bond will probably be a like-for-like change there. Hopefully, Billy Dowling stays in. I thought he played a great game against North, and I feel like he's rearing to go for a big game like this. So I think, yeah, Pedler most likely come in as that small forward just for the backup we need.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. Dill, how about you?
Yeah, look, if we can just Max in is my biggest thing at the moment. Max plays, he goes straight to Josh Dacos, and honestly, the rest it is what it is. If Pedler to come in, that is that on the cards? I did see something yesterday.
Yeah.
Nixie said it's very likely he'll come in.
Yeah, look, I'm expecting that. That's what I'm really expecting, those two to come in. Oh, did Roy? It's been 2 weeks. I'm so far behind. Laird didn't play last time, did he?
Laird played and he kicked a goal as well. So
there you go. So look, I'm expecting. Yeah, look, I'll expect Max to play, Pedler to play, and then maybe Brodie Smith to a vest. That's probably my call. But Dowling to a vest, maybe, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see when teams drop in about 5 minutes time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the teams will be announced roughly about 5:55, not like most weeks, like a normal.
Yeah, 5:50 as per normal. But just with our thing, obviously.
Yeah. Well, it should be an interesting kind of ins and outs. First final in 8 years, and it'd be interesting to see, like, with the lack of experience we have, we've got probably 4 or 5 players that will play that have played finals before, including the lads that come in from the Giants of Melbourne with Neil Bullen, Pete Ling, and Isaac Cummings. So about 5 or 6 players, I reckon, that have played a final before.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, absolutely. And they'll obviously be invaluable tomorrow night as well. They're the types of blokes that, the young ones are going to look to if, it's a tight game and you're getting close and, you look for a Nibbler to stand up or a Tex to stand up or a Smith to stand up. So it'll be good to see those boys sort of really lead the pack tomorrow, and hopefully just get the ball rolling, and just a nice night all around, really. We'll touch on as well just before the teams do come out as well. Of course, it's Texas 300th tomorrow night, a very big occasion. A lot of that was sort of pumped up last week, and I think it seems to be that the club is pretty focused on the final now, which is good. The pre-finals bye was very good for that. So, obviously, Tex, one of our favourite players, I know all three of us, is up there all time.
Yep.
Might off the cuff, just because we've got a couple of minutes here before teams, let's run through some of your favourite Tex moments. Matt, we'll start with you because I know you're an encyclopedia. You're going to pull like round 3, 2010 just out of your ass and some goal to be kicked. But
round 3, 2010, I was actually there. It was my 15th birthday at the MCG, and we lost to Melbourne. And Melbourne did that year. This was around the time Melbourne were getting done for tank, and we somehow lost that game from 5 goals up. So a bit of a random round to bring up, but it's certainly not a memorable game. And I don't think Tex did anything that day either.
Neil Craig moment that was.
Proper Craigie moment.
Yeah.
Jesus, that's a.
But if we got a favourite Tex moment, it has to be that Charlie Cameron hit it on the tit, doesn't it?
Well,
run it down the ring. I genuinely think that is the best kick of a football that I've ever seen.
One of the best assists I've ever seen. I was there front. I was sitting front row behind those goals next to the Bulldogs cheer squad that night, and just the tense atmosphere in that ground I'll never forget. Because this was before I had a proper smartphone, so I didn't know how long was left, and I was just messaging anyone I could just to know how long was left. It was stressful as you can possibly imagine, and because we had lost so many interstate finals by under a goal, obviously 09 to Collingwood, 07 to Hawthorn, in the back of my mind I'm thinking, here we fucking go again. And fortunately, Tex does one of the greatest goal assists you'll ever see, particularly in a big final. It was just absolute magic being there. And yeah, that is probably my favourite Tex moment. Favourite Tex goal is the match-winning goal against Melbourne in 2021. You just can't beat that feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
maybe even goal-wise, the Alir one, where he just drop-stepped him, put it on his foot from 60 on his left. He went feral.
I remember seeing the wing after that goal, and it's just an absolute eruption. And how many goals? He got 7 that night.
So 7-4 that night.
His most ever goal tally in a showdown as well. So it's absolutely incredible. I remember that very well.
Yeah.
100%. Got a couple of comments here. We've got Anthony, and I'm not going to try and butcher your surname there, mate, sorry. Who says, scary stat I saw today, Keys has not kicked a goal in 11 outings against the Pies. Thoughts?
Boy. Whoa, that's an odd one.
So that includes his time at Brisbane as well, because unless he didn't play against Collingwood in 2015-16 around that time. But yeah, that's I did not know that. I haven't really thought of a good memory he's had against Collingwood, so yeah, I think you might be right there.
Other than pulling Mason Cox's glasses off.
That's a crazy stat.
Well, only core memory that's coming to my mind is the one a few weeks ago, the throw assist to Isaac Cumming, but yeah, certainly can't recall a goal against him, so yeah, did not know that.
Yeah, no, it's an interesting one. For a bloke who's a big barometer of the team, he's obviously a key in these big games and loves a big game moment as well.
Yep.
Got robbed of a very big game moment a couple of years ago, which we won't go into at the moment because obviously that would be very depressing, but stands up in the big time. So, we'll back Benny Keys in to kick a goal or two tomorrow night and, fix that record from before. Other than that...
I see Dylan looking at the sports bet odds for any time goal kicker for Ben Keys. What's it, mate? Oh, sorry.
No, I was having a look to see if it's true, and it looks like it is true. That's crazy.
It's insane.
That's really caught me off guard.
I dare say that's the only team he hasn't scored a goal against either.
Yeah, it'd be one of very few. He would have kicked a goal against most, you'd think.
Yeah.
Suzanne also comments, plain and simply, go Tex. Very simple, very straightforward. Love to see it. Our good mate Nathan Story says Stoker shit.
Teams are out.
Teams are out.
I just got I can't get it up on Facebook. Here. Yeah. So we've got. If you don't mind me going through it, fellas.
Yeah, go for it. Break the news.
All right. So we've got Max and Luke Pedler in with Billy Dowling and Sid Draper going out. And then
that's stiff on Billy.
Two big changes to Collingwood as well. Jeremy Howe and McStay out with Will Parker and Mason Cox in. So
Mason Cox coming in, it's if we go by his history of big finals, particularly as the away team, like I mean, it goes back 7 years now, that 2018 prelim against Richmond, where he single-handedly ended the career of Alex Rance, who was the best defender in the game at that time. And then obviously, a few years later, he kicked 3 goals in the first 10 minutes against West Coast over in Perth, back when West Coast were last a half-decent team. So I just hope that this trend of him dominating in away finals doesn't continue. But I dare say we'll look after what we can there.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, we'll be right. I'm very intrigued by the Dowling omission. I think he's very, very stiff to be left out of that team.
It's a bit of a surprise,
I
yeah.
think Bond was not a liability, but he was a bit slow and a bit off the pace. And we spoke about it on the pod the last couple of weeks. But did play a good role on Elliott.
I think it might be because of the Mason Cox inclusion, to be honest.
Yeah.
We may have to play a bit taller with your Kane and your Worrell. They might have to go a little bit taller and might throw the Josh Dacos tag out the window, and Max will have to come back and and play that sort of medium tall role. That's the only thing that I can think of. Then Hugh Bond can go to someone else, to an Elliott or a. I don't even know who the fuck they've got down there. They're that depleted. It's ridiculous.
So Bobby Hill hasn't come back in the team, so that's one less small to worry about. So it's an interesting one. So Hugh Bond.
Will Parker will go there. Will Parker is 180 centimetres. He's played 8 games in AFL football and kicked 1 goal.
Yeah. Do you feel Max will go forward and play a similar role he did against Richmond, or is that just mind games from Nixie with the footage we saw during the week?
Definitely mind games.
Yeah. If he starts getting on top of us, Josh Dacos, it might happen.
Yeah.
But I just don't think he goes there. Like you've got to back the system, don't you? In a big finals.
Yeah.
In a big finals game, I don't think that's the time to put a Max to a half forward flank. I just don't think that's I wouldn't say an experiment because he did it against Nick Vlauston of all people, and and Lockie Murphy went down there and did it, but Dacos still had 20 touches. He was quiet, but he still had an influence, and that was Lockie Murphy playing kamikaze football. So, look, it'll be interesting to see. If he starts forward, I won't be surprised, but I don't think it's going to happen.
Yeah. No, I tend to agree. Definitely not the occasion to throw some magnets around. And, obviously we did see it work once, but, Richmond at the MCG in round 15, 16 is a little bit different to Collingwood in a qualifying final. So, I just don't think you will see it happen tomorrow night, to be perfectly honest. And I'm okay with that. Because, Max is a class defender. He's going to be one of the, best small to medium defenders in the comp. So him coming back into the team is an absolutely huge injection into that side. And, he'll obviously play a key role in our success tomorrow night.
Well, there you go. Like I've just looked at their back line, their back six. They've gone Frampton, Darcy Moore, Maynard, Perryman, Dacos, Will Parker. So obviously Frampton, Moore, and Maynard will take the 3-headed monster. But then you've still got to take on your Keys, your Neil Bullens. If the ball does enter inside 50, hits the ground, Dacos and Perryman and Parker ain't going to be able to contain the Keys and the Neil Bullens. And it wouldn't surprise me if Ben Keys goes to Josh Dacos, in all honesty.
Yeah.
He's done it at Adam Sard. It really wouldn't surprise me. It really would not surprise me. I think that's a big watch.
Yeah, absolutely. That's not the worst call.
Yeah. But besides that, we've sort of gone as what we thought. We've got Brodie Smith, Pedler, Peatling, Hinge, and Bond on the bench. Do we go to a Brodie Smith as a sub? Or a Hugh Bond?
Yeah. I think it'd be Brodie Smith.
Yeah, but I think Brodie Smith, because Hugh Bond, given Collingwood are a relatively small team up front, so you probably want to have a few extra small defenders that can run with them, I guess. So I think Brodie Smith will most likely be the sub.
Yeah.
No, I tend to agree. A couple more comments here before we just keep going on there. Suzanne again says Filthy will kick a bag. Tend to agree. Mm-hmm. Not to disrespect them too much because it could be egg on the face, but their tall defenders aren't exactly, class. We saw us get on top of them a bit last time in the wet. So yeah, we'll back them in. I'll back Filthy in to kick a bag as well.
Filthy is just absolutely built for a big final like this, and it's just going to be. Yeah. I mean, given the team we have, and it just feels like we're going to be playing finals consistently, hopefully, for the next 4 to 5 years. That's hopefully. And I think Thilthorpe is just going to be one of those players that are going to really make memorable finals moments. Like, you compare it to some of the biggest moments we've seen, like obviously the Tex goal, Tex assists and stuff like that. I just feel like he's that kind of player that's going to give us some massive core memories to look back on in the future.
He's just got Mr. September written all over him, doesn't he?
100%.
There's something to him, and there's something about there's something about Darcy Fogarty as well that I just feel he's that big frame, that big body who's going to feed off something like this.
Yeah.
If he gets going early, a big country boy who loves the attention. I think he might be on tomorrow night. I think he might be on.
It's hard to fathom that this will be Fogarty's first final. He's been playing for us since round 1, 2018. That was the first game post us playing finals. So he's been there.
That was a cursed day at Marvel Stadium that day.
That was I think your 18th birthday. I think
that was my 18th birthday.
And
Darcy Fogarty kicks his first goal with his first touch, and
first minute of the game.
Within the first minute, you think, here we go, we're going back to a grand final, and
disappointing year. About that.
Yeah.
Yep. All in the past now, emerging from the wilderness, mate. We've been through the trenches from 2018 until now, and we've just nicely coming out the other side, and hopefully building towards something big in September. We're going to go through the team line by line, or maybe just some key areas if there's any spots where you boys have anyone who sticks out that you want to sort of highlight.
We'll go line by line and sort of see where it's won or I'll take one or loss, but sort of big key matchups if you want to.
Yeah, absolutely.
Easy. You going through?
Yeah, I'll jump through.
Yeah, go on.
Just notice here on the team sheet as well, they've got listed, so Nibbler's 200th, Texas 300th. They haven't listed Mark Keane's 50th game. The disrespect to Big Mark is just really atrocious, to be perfectly honest with you. Also, Josh Dacos' 150th game. I feel like that's crept up on us pretty quickly. It doesn't feel like he's a 150 gamer. Yeah.
So how long Josh
that guy?
Josh Dacos, he only debuted, I think, in the COVID year. I might be wrong. He might have been even before then, maybe 2017, 18-ish. But yeah, he's gotten there very quickly. I don't think he's missed a game.
I don't think he's missed much footy.
Nah, that's gone there very quickly for him.
And he went to an A grader very quickly as well. Like, he was, a bit of a B grade role player kind of mid last year, and then he just exploded.
Yeah,
he just exploded. And this year he's been nuts. So fair play to him, but he can rot in hell for all I care tomorrow.
Just never forget that last quarter he had at the Metricon against Gold Coast. We got, I think, 18 touches and 2 goals in a quarter.
And like 7 tackles, 84 fantasy points. The man went stupid.
It's ridiculous. Can't have that tomorrow.
No, we can't.
100%. None of that tomorrow night, thanks, Josh. You'll be locked down, hopefully. So we'll go line by line. Joshy Worrell, Mark Keane, Rory Laird lining up against Schultz, Mychek and Elliott. And obviously, you don't really trust the lineups, and that's not exactly where everyone's going to play. But you probably pick out a fence there. It's been the best pretty much all year against the Collingwood forward line, which is, depleted to say the very least.
Yeah, 100%. And you sort of expect, you probably expect Lachie Schultz to play a little bit of a higher role tomorrow night, especially considering they're going to need a bit of speed. And, Bo McCreary is quite underdone. As he was only 50-50 the other day. He only trained yesterday and got passed. So 2 days before game day, you're only getting marked fit. I think you're in a little bit of strife, a bit underdone. So I'd expect Bo to sort of stay home a little bit inside forward 50 and Schultz to sort of push up and be that lead up that 60, 70 metre arc. And I'm really, really happy for Rory Laird to go with him there. I'm 100% okay with that. Or maybe even a Miller or a Max to sort of interchange. I've got no issue with that at all.
Yeah, no, not a bad shout. Speaking of a couple of those boys there, Wayne, Murray and Max on the half-back flank against McCreary, Membry and De Goey. De Goey had a bit of a niggle at training the other day, supposedly at least anyway. Had a bit of a hobble, but did match him, so he was fine. But if he's at all underdone, that's positive for us and is helpful for us, of course. Yeah.
Look, I've got no comment on Jordan De Goey. I'm going to say something pretty awful. Tim Membry is Tim Membry. Brandon Avery, one of our good mates, always backs him to kick 4 every week. So let's hope he loses his bet. And then, who else we got there? Bo McCreary, as I just said, he's been a bit underdone. I'm licking my lips looking at that. I'm licking my lips.
I could be wrong. Is Tim Membry, is this his first final? He might have played finals in 2020, but I think in 2023, before the Giants game, I think something happened off field and didn't play the next day. But I think he's been twice a player since he's gone to Collingwood. I think just he could be maybe one to watch tomorrow. I think you never know.
It will be his first final because he obviously had that incident before the elimination final against the Giants back at St Kilda.
I think they played in the COVID finals in 2020,
Against
perhaps.
the Dogs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They
He
played,
might have.
played Richmond
Couldn't
and
tell you.
Broncos. Yeah, I'm not too sure either of that, but yeah, it's,
Yeah.
yeah, I think that there's a fair few players that have come to Collingwood that have gone from playing no finals to playing finals every year. So
Yeah.
I think he'd be one to watch maybe.
Yeah. No, absolutely. We'll move into the centre line. We've got Cumming, Dawson, and Curtin lined up against Chris Long and Sidebottom. A good tussle in the midfield, but Geordie Dawson, he's probably one of the him and Dacos are the two best players on the field. There's no probably debate about that. But you feel like if Dawes gets going tomorrow night, we're getting the forwards A1 delivery and putting it on Phil Thorpe's chest and Tex and Fogg, then it goes a long way to us winning the game probably.
Yeah, look, if Dacos is a little bit hurt as they're sort of trying to put on, I don't know what the fuck they're trying to do with all these injuries bullshit. It's been pissing me off. But if Dacos is underdone and he doesn't have his 35-3 as we've seen him do before Adelaide Oval, and Dawson and Peatling and what's not able to get on top of him, I think we're going to go a very, very long way to winning this game of football. And especially if Dan Curtin is able to run riot on a wing, because he'll either get crisper or get side bottom. If he's able to get into an aerial battle with them, and if we can get clean supply from our half back line, good luck. Good luck. It's not going to be wet like it was a few weeks ago. You're going to have DC starting hot. You're going to have him moving up the ground, and that's another one. That's another big matchup I'm looking at because they haven't got an out and out winger. They just haven't got one, and Curtin's has kind of made that his own this year, and it could be, as I was saying. Who was I saying to? I was saying to good old Bassani at the Sandford on Sunday that Dan Curtin's got a lot of 2016 Bontempelli written over him. He's just got a same age, the same sort of height, playing that same sort of role. Bont made September his own, and DC, watch out. DC could do it. That's Shrimp's big call.
I mind that.
I was watching that Giants Bulldogs 2016 prelim. It's one of the greatest games I've ever seen. Definitely ranked highly as one of the best games. And you just remember the goal Bont kicks to put them in front in halfway through the last quarter. He's only about 20 years old. It's
20. It's nuts.
It's insane. Just like the young Dogs players that lifted that final. But anyway, it's not about the Dogs. It's about Bontempelli, and you'd just love to see Curtin kind of follow in those footsteps, even be half as good as what he was in that final series.
Yeah, and you're starting to see it, aren't you? You're really starting to see glimpses of him. Like when he can run through the midfield, he just breaks through it. So if he can get his hands on the footy tomorrow night, it's going to be 24 tomorrow. Beautiful day. It's 24, I think.
I think it's dipping at night time, so that.
Well, it'll be
not too sure.
I think 7 overnight, so it'll be cold, but
it'll be a nippy night. I want to rug up a bit.
Yeah, but it's still going to be. He's not going to have the wet weather. It might be a bit dewy, but it's going to be clean football, good footy conditions.
Yeah.
If DC can get clean hands on that, watch out, Ned Long, because you are cooked.
Nah, good call. We'll skip over our forward line because we went through that a little bit a moment ago. Are we all pretty much in unison? It's more than likely Brodie Smith is the sub.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Yep.
Yep.
No, absolutely. So that's the teams that have come out this evening. Obviously, we're all very fired up for it. We're going to jump into some predictions now in terms of result-wise. Obviously, we're all very nervous, very up and about, but are we all feeling quietly confident for the win, or how do we reckon we'll go tomorrow night? And I'll start with you, mate.
Look, I've been talking all sorts of shit this week at work. I've been talking all sorts of nonsense. Look, I'm very nervous. Sort of the closer I'm getting, I am really starting to worry because we know how Crows football can turn out in September. But I do genuinely believe that this is a different footy club than what it was in 2017. This is a different group of players. We're set up so differently. Everything has gone our way this week. Everything. Surely it can keep happening. It can't. It can't happen again. It can't get worse, can it? Like we can't have another 2012 situation.
No, I think
You'd hope not.
It's obviously the fear of the unknown. This is a team predominantly made up of players that have not played finals football. They played obviously massive games like showdowns. The games this year we played against Hawthorn and Collingwood, they did feel like finals kind of football, but it is obviously different kind of kettle of fish. I think it's going to be. It could go either way. I'm going to go with a Crows win at home. I just think like home form in front of the crowd we're going to have there tomorrow. It's going to be a mental atmosphere, and I do think at home we'll just get over the line. Probably be another maybe a 2-goal win, maybe a 3-goal win even.
My heart will not be able to take that.
Yeah, I don't think Collingwood are going to be the kind of club that's going to just get belted in a game like this. It'll be. I think we'll do better than what we did the other week. I think we'll win by a bit more than 3 points.
Yeah, I'll go with you.
So.
I'll go with you. I think it'll be a 4. I think it'll be a 4 or 5 goal win.
Yeah.
I think we're going to start really hot. Like I think if we start hot, I think that's when you're going to know. Like I reckon we'll know within the first 20 minutes of how it's going to go.
Yeah, well, we started games poorly many times this year, and we come back and won. We've also started games like the Gold Coast game just on top for the whole game, and the opposition doesn't get near us. So we can win in either which way. We can win whether we are 4 or 5 goals down or 4 or 5 goals up. I think we can do it anyhow.
And I do agree with that. I think my sort of concern is this is September football now. Like we all know, like we've all been before. We watch it every year, and we know how quickly things change. It's finals, and the temp is just hot. It is just hot, and if we get smashed in the middle tomorrow night, I'm just a little bit concerned about it. You know, going down by 4 goals early, and a few of the young ones going, "Fuck, we're going to crumble. We're not made out for this yet." But as I said, I think we're a different footy club. I think we're really in it tomorrow night. If we start well, we win well. I think that's what will happen.
I mean, it's sort of irrelevant to the current team, but we have never lost a game in a final at the Adelaide Oval. In the history of the club, like at least in my time watching the last 20 years, our record in home qualifying finals is win-loss, win-loss. 05, we somehow lost to St Kilda in a game I thought we'd definitely win. 06, we beat Freo, but then ran into West Coast in the prelim, which was just sheer bad luck. And then 2012, I think that one is the most upsetting. I think we should have beaten Sydney in that qualifying final, and we got rolled.
Yep.
And obviously 2017 against the Giants, that was just a no contest. We were in front the whole game.
Yeah,
that was a no contest absolutely. That night.
Yeah, no, it was just a relatively easy way to get to a prelim.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, 100%. We've got a few more comments here. Matt, you're on the end of a few comments here. I won't read all of them out, but firstly, we've got our good mate Jesse who says, "Is that Mike on a footy card?" It is a text classified 119 lol 119. Yeah, celebrating the big man. We've got the badge over here on the scarf as well. The text 300 scarf on too. We're all getting around the big man this weekend, and hopefully he comes out and kicks a bag tomorrow, of course. Keaton Bond says, "Is that Jesse Campaign?" No, not quite.
Haven't heard in a while.
Ambrose says, "We will not know in the first 20. We've started shit for weeks and ended up winning." Kind of what we alluded to there a moment ago. And lastly, Paul Bird says, 2 key areas. Start well and no getting sucked into silly off the ball crap. And I think that'll be a big part of tomorrow night.
That's a big one. That's a big one that we haven't touched on. I think there's going to be a lot of nasty shit going on tomorrow night. There's going to be a 100%. Lot of nasty stuff going on tomorrow night.
I think Nixie would have told the boys after what happened last time, leading into this game, do not say anything stupid. Don't give them the edge they need. Obviously, Collingwood, they don't keep their mouth shut if something bad is said, which we're not going to touch on too much. But it is very much you got to basically nip it in the bud. Whatever happens on the field, just focus on the game, play football.
Go out there and play footy.
Do we see them just unleash on Houston early? I honestly think it will be straight mind games. I reckon they'll go straight to him.
Possible. Very possible.
I don't know, but there's going to be... It's going to be bad, and I think there's going to be... We spoke about this in the group chat today. I think there's going to be a lot of backlash about the crowd as well on Friday. That's going to be... If the Crows win, that's going to be one of the biggest headlines, I think, is crowd behaviour, because I know for a fact that they're going to boo him. They're going to... Not Houston, they're going to boo Quainer. It's going to happen. And I think it's going to be a boo into a massive eruption from the Pies fans, and I honestly think we're in for the best atmosphere that we've had at Adelaide Oval. I think this
Oh,
could
yeah.
be bigger. This could be bigger than the prelim. This is going to be huge.
It'll be huge. I don't think it'll be quite as big as the 2017 prelim, just given the circumstances of that night. But I do think
Yeah.
if we get a home prelim this year against like a Geelong or a Brisbane, that's just going to go off. That's going to definitely
Yeah.
rival it.
I think in terms of not straight out atmosphere or like the feel of it of the prelim, I think more in terms of the build up, getting into the city tomorrow, and sort of
Yeah.
being at the ground. It's
Yeah.
gonna have a real feral, like we're ready to fucking rumble
Yeah.
type of thing, you know.
But I think ultimately at the start, we got to remember, we haven't really mentioned it yet, it is Tex's 300th game.
Yeah.
It's going to be a raucous atmosphere when he comes in, runs through that banner. I've had the honour of being at McLeod's 300th in away against Richmond, Brasciuto's 300th against Kangaroos in 06. And my first game I ever went to was Ben Hart's 300th game against West Coast in 06. I've seen a few big milestones, but none would really compare to this, given the journey Tex has been on to get to 300 games, an ACL injury, multiple suspensions. Just 5 years ago, the entire state of South Australia was just on his back saying it's time to hang it up, and he's just become such an elite player in his twilight years. So it's going to be a raucous atmosphere when he runs out through that banner.
Yep.
Yeah. Nah, absolutely. We've got one more comment here from Jesse who says Peatling had a couple of nice finals last year for the Giants. Watch out for Jimmy Peatling. Very good call as well. He could be a real barometer for the team again.
Keep going, sorry.
No, you're right. He's obviously been a big barometer for the team and has performed really well this year. Revolutionised the club, you may say. But yeah, he could be a pivotal part tomorrow night. And if he gets going around the middle, lays his tackles, yeah, could go a long way for us getting the win.
How many players have played finals that are playing tomorrow night? Peatling, Neil
Laird,
Bullen,
Peatling,
Laird, Smith, Tex,
Cumming.
Miller didn't play in 2017, so count him
Did
out.
Dawson play any finals at Sydney?
2021 he would have when they played the Giants.
Did Mark Keane play any for Collingwood?
Mark Keane did not play finals, no. And he played most of his football in 2021 when Collingwood nearly won the Wooden Spoon. So no, he didn't.
Yeah.
Other than that, that's about it. Just looking through the list. Yeah, that'd be about it. Yep.
It's been a very inexperienced team coming into it, but I think that they'll be ready. I think the kind of massive games we've got to play this year, they're going to be super prepared for it, and I'm looking forward definitely.
No, absolutely. Like you had your game against. Yeah. No, you go.
Sorry, no, I think I'm lagging a little bit.
No, you're right. I was just going to say, we've had the game against Brisbane, Hawthorn, the Collingwood game at home. You've had 2 showdowns this year. That's already 5 of your 23 that are finals like atmospheres and the big crowds and the big moments and that sort of stuff. So we're very fortunate in a way that we do get to play those big finals type atmosphere games. That even though we haven't played in the finals as such for the last few years, that probably prepares you as well as anything can.
Yeah. If we do we do our normal votes as we do every week on the pod, if we will start a new vote system, we'll do finals.
Yep.
Who are we predicting to win our finals? Player of the series. You could say finals wise. Who's gonna step up?
Do you feel like, is this just outright like who dominates the games, like a Dawson type, or someone that is just going to come in as a bit of a no-namer and becomes immortal basically over what he does in the final series? So
yeah, we had our our Shane Allen, in back in the day. Who's going to be that sort of person? Who's
getting the vibe?
Look back in.
I get the feeling Luke Pedler is, because I watched him in that Ben Keys car episode on the Crows YouTube channel, and he said you just see the hunger in his eyes. I really want to play finals. I've been on this list for about 6 years, and it would be a reward for his efforts. And I think he'd be one of those players that the commentators aren't going to really talk up or anything, and you just never know. Maybe he's going to be built for these kind of occasions. Hopefully, I'm right, and he can kick a few tomorrow night. So, and yeah, But as for outright best finals player, you just have to go Jordan Dawson. He's built for this.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's hard to go past. I hold out for Phil. I think September Riley Philthorpe is going to be incredibly special. And I hope I'm proved right. With a big bag starting tomorrow night would be good. But yeah, I think Phil is going to be the one to stand up and really take the league by storm. Obviously, first All Australian this year. He's primed and ready to go.
Yeah, because I honestly reckon you got a Dan Curtin and a Saligo. I reckon that could they could both really explode. It's just the way they play their football. You know, when Saligo's on, you have 25-2. You have 25-2 in a game of finals football. You're gonna have the countries talking about you. So, I just feel like as well, Josh Worrell has got that dog in him. He fucking wants it. He wants it.
Yeah.
So there's just so many names that sort of stand out on the paper, which is giving me the belief that we can do it this year. But yeah, I think the two big ones of Dawson and Thilthorpe, we're in pretty good hands, I think.
Yeah. I think, as I said before, I think Thilthorpe is built for finals as well, and it's just a matter of how many goals he gets.
Yep.
That absolutely. Other than that, any other players or anything else you boys want to touch on before we head off?
No, I reckon we've covered it off pretty well. I'm just keen to get into the city about 4:45 tomorrow and drink some beers.
Yeah.
And then if we win, this is a call. This is a call. If we win, I want everyone at Shotgun Willies tomorrow night. Every single person at Shotgun Willies be there.
Shotgun Willies. Oh,
Yeah.
Don't know about
We
that.
need to pay the sponsorship for this. Nah, pack it out though. Obviously, we're all incredibly excited to get there. It's been a long wait since the last final. So thanks everyone for watching along with us. Whether you're watching live now at the moment or listening back, maybe you're in the drive into the Adelaide Oval tomorrow having a bit of a listen. Thanks so much for listening. Give us a like on our Facebook page. Follow on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, whatever socials you might go, at Proper Crows Pod. Fire it up for tomorrow. Pack out the Oval. Be loud. Be proud. Get around the Crowies. And hopefully we're talking to you next week, preparing for a prelim final at home.
Go the Crows. Fire up.
Go the Crows.
Absolutely.